everybody, this is Dota League Season 3, Division 1 here in the American League. We have CNB, which, well, okay, they choose a funny name. Either way, yes, we have CNB, the Brazilians versus Boreal Esports. Well, a team that is quite mixed, like part Canadian, Hawaii, and whatever else. Like, I never casted them before, but of course I casted CNB, at least those guys are known to me. But at least Michael Loris is with me, and he casted Boreal Esports today already, so maybe he can, I don't know, provide us with some information. So, how are you doing, Mike?
Well, I'm doing pretty well, and like you, I have no idea where Boreal are actually from. They're from Canada, US at the very least, but like all around that area, so you know, ping is going to be really annoying for this game. And CNB, I don't know what happened. Apparently, they're the Swaggin Tigers now. I don't know if that's official or what, but whatever. But yeah, Boreal, just coming off of a loss versus their previous game against UG and versus Not. So I don't think they actually won a single game in the past 3 that I've casted of them. So hopefully versus CNB, they'll be able to pull something out of the hat. But CNB, they're a tough squad, so it's going to be really difficult for Boreal to pull a win here.
Well, both, like, the argument in the D2CL was apparently that, like, they agreed on, like, one server closer to CNB and the other one on US East, but apparently they at least said they changed it somehow before the game, in the game somehow, and so CNB was like, no, we are forfeiting this, and that's why they're so early done. Otherwise we would have waited here in the JDL that they play. So either way, it's good for us because we don't need to wait, and we also managed to make it into the next game. Either way, for me, I guess I'm a bit rusty, I have to say. Like, it's almost a week or more ago that I actually casted, and I've been always in the background doing a lot for HeflaTV here as managing, plus my semester started, and that keeps me pretty busy. But today I decided not to attend tomorrow to awesome biochemistry lectures, and therefore I take some work off of you guys, and let's go.
Therefore you're going to fail out, and you're going to lose all your money in tuition. Disaster.
It's no problem. Here in HeflaTV we make the big dollars, you know, like those
Big Twitch dollars.
Yeah, those $10 a month. I think that should be enough for the internet or so. Or it's not even enough for the internet. So yeah, we have to definitely improve. We need more viewers here, guys. Come on, get your friends in here. I need at least $15 to pay my internet. Otherwise, I have to go offline forever.
Put that in the title. JDL Season 3, Boreal versus CNB, 2 games with Heflamook and Mike Loris. Need $15 for internet.
Yes, please. Like, who cares about food and water and what else? Like, maybe $20, you know? I don't want to be greedy. $5 for electricity, $15 for internet. That should do the trick. Either way, let's not talk about me being poor. Let's just talk about the draft. And we have Void being banned out as well as the Razor, Lycan, and the Panda. So everything goes along the meta. And even the first pick is not a surprise at all. There is a Death Prophet.
Yeah, second pick, not going to be a surprise either, is Boreal. Going to pick up that Doom, which they did run one of their previous sets. It was ultimately not a successful hero because they got deathballed, and really the Doom couldn't contribute anything for it. So that is a possibility of what's going to happen this game. CNB / Swag, I'm just going to call them Swag since that's apparently what they want to be called. They can very well run into run a very solid Deathball lineup with the Death Prophet, as well as a couple other pushing heroes, be it Nature's Prophet or Edge of Hero, something like that. And then Boreal with this Doom pick are going to be in a little bit of an awkward situation since Doom, if he gets pressured that early, can't really do Doom things. Like, he wants a little bit more space in order to get more farm, get tankiness. But if he gets pushed early, then it will be really difficult for him to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest problem about the Doom. Like, I mean, if you really want to play greedy Doom, then even item-wise, not much is common, at least in the early stage of the game, because you're gonna rush that Midas, so you have Devour and Midas ticking alongside each other, and well, let's see what they go for. Is this a greedy Doom? Is this a like very active Doom? I pretty much doubt it, because Doom is one of those heroes which the problem about is many people even underestimate the Doom in the early game, even players, because like if you see a Doom late in the game, you always have like this crazy tanky hero with a lot of HPS because of the Scorched Earth. But the truth about Doom is that he has a horrible armor growth over like the levels. Like, he's starting just like Wisp, like nothing. He has 0 goddamn base armor, and he's getting the first armor pretty much at level 3 or 4, and you notice that. Like, if he's under pressure by physical damage, you definitely notice that.
Yeah, that's why we very often see stuff like Shiva's AC being picked up on Doom because he just needs any bit of armor he could get. Otherwise, he's a very tanky hero. His strength growth is rather high and he has a lot of health, but if you're going to get torn apart by armor or by your lack of armor, then all that health isn't really going to help you that much. And well, Swag, they open up with the Death Prophet Viper for their first 2 picks. So between these two heroes, there is a sizable amount of physical that's going to be thrown around here and there. Viper with another Toxin and Death Prophet with the ultimate. Doom is going to be fairly vulnerable to all that, but at the same time, if Doom is on the aggressive instead of on the defensive, he'll be able to doom up the Death Prophet, ideally before she gets her Exorcism out, and then Boreal are going to stand a much better chance of winning that fight. But for right now, Swag, with the 2 cores that they have, they're just 2 very strong overall laners. Boreal, they're going to make sure that Swag don't get a third very strong overall laner and banning out the Tidehunter, but Boreal, they need to work on their lanes just a little bit more, whereas Swag, their lanes are more or less self-sufficient so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Like with Death Prophet and Viper, they have very solid cores. Like Death Prophet getting very tanky over time as well. Viper coming along tanky by nature, pretty much. But yeah, second bun stage is through. Invoker, they don't want to see that plus the Skyraf Mage. I can totally understand the Skyraf Mage. It's one of those heroes, like when you sometimes even run away with the Doom, for example, and then that damn little thing is flying behind you, and you know, oh god damn it, that's exactly the damage that will tick me over, bring me in the range for a Doom, for example. Plus, of course, with now the Earthshaker and the Shadow Shaman, there would have been a nice setup for Mystic Flare, so not to have this one against you is definitely something worth it. On the other side, well, Tidehunter, no Ravage, as well as no Rat. So Rat Prophet is not in this game. Well, I guess it's refreshing, because I've seen a lot of Prophets in both Prophets, Death and Nature Prophet, in the last games I've been watching, and yeah, at least this one is not here.
Yeah, those 2 heroes have been seeing a lot of play. Death Prophet has been always on the top of the popularity charts. Nature's Prophet has been seeing more and more, and usually when he's been picked up, teams have been going for just a very aggressive team comp, and then that's when the Null Talisman build really shines, when you could pick those cost-effective items up and do a lot of damage with them, and then sell them later for Orchids or Maelstroms or whatever you want after the Blade Mail. So it's not going to be happening this game, but both teams going to be solidifying their support lineups now. Earthshaker Shadow Shaman is going to be a nice combo for Boreal. The Fissure into walking the Shadow Shaman in for a Hex is a great way to start a fight early, and well, you can never really go wrong with a Vengeful Spirit pick if you're Swag. They might want to go for a Bat Rider after this since they do have access to the VS, but either way, it's a nice little support pickup for Swag, and it'll put a lot more physical damage towards that Doom, which we already mentioned is going to be very, very vulnerable to that physical.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vengeful Spirit, there's just one target you never want to really swap, it's the Earthshaker. If it's really fast, you like maybe swap in a very awkward position, but of course, I mean, a Vengeful Spirit, experienced one at least, should never do that. But yeah, I definitely like it. I wonder what that Vengeful Spirit is gonna do, if she's really a roaming Vengeful Spirit here. They picked the Batrider, you were completely right about this one. So, yep, they have this initiation, and there's not much Boreal can do at the moment. The Vengeful Spirit is the best counter to Batrider pretty much in the game. And with this, well, okay, there's Klims, so Disruptor and Vengeful Spirit, I pretty much count them alongside. But yeah, Earthshaker and Shadow Shaman and all that with a follow-up arrow. If Boreal gets that through, well, that's quite some lockdown.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who they landed on. Really, everyone from Swag will pretty much be vulnerable to that, and they will die if they do get tagged with the first stun. Viper's going to have the highest chances of surviving, especially if he goes for a lot of Nether Toxin, but I don't really know if Swag are going to be willing to run a 3v3 lane versus this Mirana Earthshaker Shadow Shaman combination. This might even be one of those cases where they completely abandon this lane and put the Bat Rider into the jungle with Viper, Death Prophet in the top and mid lanes, however they want to do that. So it's something that Swag can do as Boreal have a pretty much an unbeatable tri-lane, or at least it's very, very difficult to beat this tri-lane. You're going to have to hope that the arrow misses or have even more aggression so that you could take the fight to the Shadow Shaman, try to pick him off beforehand, or go for something like a Tree and Protector so that even if you do get tagged by all those skills, you're still going to survive. Second, or the last ban phase now, Sniper is going to be kicked out, as is the Sand King.
I'm looking for damage for Boreal at the moment. I'm kind of worried that they lack damage, because at the moment we have a tanky Viper, like that is Viper Strike on one of the targets, like unless this Mirana is, for example, disjoining it. Like, she's gonna get a ton of damage, and she's not coming with a lot of HP. Anyway, so Earthshaker, Shadow Shaman, equally, I don't know, vulnerable to this. And Storm Spirit, I don't know if this is gonna make any difference. At least they don't have the Doom against the Storm Spirit, which means in result, he can't get shut down. So that's a good thing. But then again, Storm Spirit has to like probably deal with, yeah, there's Enigma stun, there's Death Prophet Silence, Magic Missile, and a Lasso waiting for him. So that Storm is not gonna have an easy time.
And we've already seen Boreal's Storm Spirit being played twice before today. Both of those times, Monkeys fell just flat on his face. He wasn't making aggressive rotations out with the Storm Spirit, and that was really costing his team because they needed that Storm Spirit to be active around the map, and that just wasn't happening. So hopefully for his case this time, I mean, third time's a charm, right? Maybe Monkeys is going to start making those rotations out and trying to get kills once he gets the level 6 mark. He was doing okay in lane, so I mean, it's not really a terribly huge deal there, but still the Storm Spirit needs to be active along with his team because if it does come to the late game, the Boreal Esports side, they have a Mirana, but they're facing down the likes of a Death Prophet, as well as a Viper, as well as Batrider Initiation. So Boreal, they don't really want to take this to the late game because the Mirana doesn't actually scale that well. So we're going to see if they could actually apply some aggressive plays back towards Swag. As they are moving out towards their lanes, we got Monkeys Forever going to be playing the Storm Spirit once again. Jaw's going to be on the support Shadow Shaman with boots first. Rolo is also going to be supporting as the Earthshaker. Jolly Joker is going to be joining that duo as the Mirana, and that leaves Pizza Dad on the Doom going towards bottom lane.
Yep, and on the other side we have Vengeful Spirit played by Ned. Right behind him there is Mr. Klotz on the Batrider. In the mid we're gonna find King RD, and then top we have Baga, like taking of course a bit leisure time in the jungle. Let's see how fast he's gonna like be in the jungle, and of course 40R on the Viper. By the way, this Enigma, now that I think about it, like for him it's actually gonna be a hard job to land a decent black hole, just for the fact, I mean, there's Fisher waiting for him, Arrows waiting for him, there is instant hacks even if he blinks in waiting for him, like with Leap and of course the Storm Spirit just up and around, it's even hard to get those two targets into the black hole. So well, he has to be very timely. BKB and Blink Dagger, I think, is both items are needed for him, but if I know CNB right, we might actually see him being the mech carrier, for example, just because he's so fast farming with it, but let's see.
It's very rare to see Enigma's not going to go for that first item mech, so he will have a tough time landing that black hole, but it's not going to be the most important thing for him to do so. As long as he's still in that fight, providing some damage with the Malphus and the Midnight Pulse, then Swag should be happy with their Enigma pickup. And then eventually he'll land a black hole, maybe not the longest since he can't really get it off reliably, but off of the Batrider setup with the lasso, when you're starting a fight that chaotically and that much in your favor, it's a lot easier to land a black hole on a couple of heroes. So it'll be difficult for the Batrider, but I don't think it'll be impossible, as Batrider will also have a very easy time in this lane versus Doombringer. Batrider with boots first is going to have a good time here.
Very easy. Like Doom at the start, there's nothing he can do. I mean, he picked up a stun now, but Swiftness Aura as such doesn't bring you anything. But is there maybe a go on the Viper? No, Viper didn't even put any point in any skill yet. He's leaving that open just in case, which is I guess a good decision because he's after all against a tri-line. So if they really go for you, can still just fast put it into Corrosive Skin, which is pretty much the highest damage you can do if you're really hexed, shackled, fissured, and maybe even arrowed.
Yeah, despite the power of Boreal's tri-lane and the power of Viper in lane, there's not really much he could do about this until Enigma decides to rotate out. Though against this trio of heroes, I don't even know if Enigma is going to be rotating out. He might just farm up and play all by himself in the jungle and just be fine with it. Really, Ned as well as 40R, they're not going to get anything in this lane because if they get caught with any of those skills, then the chain stun is going to follow up, and that chain stun is absolutely brutal. So most likely the top lane is, despite being a 3v2 lane, is not going to result in any aggression because, well, Monkey's Forever taking a lot of damage in mid. He'll survive, but most likely won't result into any kills just because both sides are playing so cautiously, or rather Swag is playing so cautiously. So Boreal, though they can get the kills, they won't have the chance to.
Absolutely. By the way, we also saw and see the Doom right now, like also having to go back all the time because the sticky napalm is just stacking up. I mean, he always has something, but there's Shackles, into an arrow, into a Fissure. And I think this is our first blood, but they need some more right clicks, and there it is. Mirana is the lucky one.
You could call that luck for Jolly Joker, but still, he is doing a lot of damage, this Mirana, given the fact that he has started out with such a stat-heavy build. Like, Circlet as well as 3 branches is quite a bit for Mirana, and that extra bit of gold is going to give her a little bit of a kick towards those phase boots. So a nice pickup for Jolly Joker, but of course it was Jaw opening that fight along with Rolo. That aggressive observer ward from these supports making it very easy for Mirana to have these opportunities. So these supports are going to be now going for round 2 onto Ned. The shackles are going to be there, and the arrow will connect as well. Who's going to get this one? Looks like Jaw is not going to give this one to Jolly Joker. That would have completed the phase boots, but I guess the Shadow Shaman wants to get a little bit of dough as well. That's 2 kills up on top lane. Swag, they're having a really tough time up here. This Enigma jungling pick, it better pay off, because it could have been a support that would have helped the top lane survive.
Absolutely, and well, this combo, it just works out. Like Fisher into Shackle into Arrow, exactly what we said in the draft, and twice they executed it quite very well. Like bottom, well, still the same picture. Klotz is just driving the Doom out. Like even at 3 sticky napalm stacks, he starts to get nervous because like 4 and 5 is then something you really don't want to have, especially now because the first points are going even more into sticky napalm. So let's see where this is heading. Klotz is definitely having a good time. He's 16 and 13. Doom has 3 CS. That means he used Devour 3 times and didn't get a single CS by swinging his sword. That's like bad news.
Well, there's one, but Doom is really struggling on this bottom lane as expected. Klotz going to now open up with the Firefly. There's 3 stacks of napalm that's Doom. I think this might be a kill despite the fact that Doom does have that magic stick. Klotz is going to stick on him. The magic stick was used and the War Stomp was used as well. Doom going to try to teleport out. Fortunately for him, it's not enough. It will be enough, actually. 6 stacks of napalm is a ton of damage, and Batrider is going to get that kill. Jaw teleported in or walked in, but anyway, the Doom is going to be going down. Even though the Batrider didn't have that 1 point in Flame Break to prevent that from happening, the damage is enough. So a nice solo kill for Klotz down there, and he'll continue his dominance. The Blink Dagger should be coming up very quickly in this game.
Yeah, and I actually thought they're gonna do something in the mid, but apparently Enigma is, taking the lead and going back to the jungle. It's warm and cozy there apparently. Now with the soaring, he doesn't have to fear anything. He can just keep on going here forever. But yeah, I guess going on the Storm Spirit, it might have been possible because he's not level 6 yet. Like, we have no silence, but still, with the stun and everything. But oh, top, they went for the Viper. But the follow-up is missing, the Rasta.
Yeah, they got the fissure, they got the arrow to land, but then they just couldn't actually kill him off. Viper is going to start chewing through those trees, and he has gone for a very poison attack heavy build. Kind of surprising, given his circumstance. You would have expected a corrosive skin heavy build, so as to protect himself against that chain stun combo.
Yeah, like, it's a ton of harass for the Doom, and he can't run anywhere. Like, he has to run through all the fire. This is stack 4 and everything, but now the Storm Spirit is coming in, and he's taking revenge, and that one even easily.
Top lane, another fissure into arrow setup. However, the arrow will completely whiff. Good juking from 40R. It looks like he will survive as the magic missile does get thrown to Jolly Joker. Ned on the run as well, but he should be just fine. He's in fact going to turn around and pop or cancel a clarity from the Earthshaker in order to get himself out. And 40R, well, he's dodging death narrowly, but really this is the weakness and the difference. That is a tri-lane with Mirana and Earthshaker and Shadow Shaman versus only a dual lane with the Mirana Shaker. They lack the stuns and they really lack the setup to get that arrow to properly land, and that's because Fissure isn't actually a great stunning tool. It's only level 2 and it doesn't stun for very long.
Yeah, Enigma is here around, but they need a Rasta for this combo. That's the problem. I mean, it worked twice perfectly, but now that the Rasta like picked up some XP, I don't know. Like the Doom is in the mid and grabbing some XP and of course more CS than he had before, but Storm Spirit is now the one who has to keep up with the Batrider, but he's doing a damn good job. This is 6 stick napalm and well, bad news for him. Even he has to go back.
Top lane, there's an invis setup for Jaw. He's looking for anyone, and they do have an observer ward that might have placed Baga in those trees. And Rolo, though, he's going to take a lot of damage from these Eidolons before things really get going. Jolly Joker's going to try to farm those up, but they still don't know, Swag, that the Shadow Shaman is invisible, I don't think. They might have caught him with the rune, though, so they should be fine, even though Boreal can technically dive this. I don't think they're going to.
Oh, but bottom, there's the lasso. But he has enough mana to just sit back to the tower, so he's safe for sure. But yeah, top. No invisibility anymore. Let's see what's coming. There, it's actually coming. If a Hex is coming up. No! Oh.
No fissure either to follow up, and now they're going to be forced to run away. Rolo's going to drop the fissure onto 2, but now he's going to get focused down by everybody. He's going to go down first. Ned taking a lot of damage, but he will survive at single digits of HP. Baga looking to go for Jaw, trying to cut through the trees for a little bit of right-click action. Ultimately, doesn't do anything. But Boreal, they mess up, and mainly it's because Jaw stutter-stepped it. Vengeful Spirit's going to deny herself, give herself an expressway back to her base, but it's a nice win for Swag there.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, to be honest. Like, did he actually interrupt it, Or was he just like, oh damn, there's Viper Vengeful, so he instantly interrupted. So intentional or accident, I think we're never gonna find out. But either way, it was bad.
Yeah, I think he was probably just like shuffling between casting the spell and moving his hero forward, just in case there was any fog action that was going to happen, which is understandable. So he didn't know that he was fast enough, and by the time he issued that next move command, he was already casting the shackles, which was unfortunate. They're going to go for King RD, it looks like. The Doom is going to be there, but Swag is right behind their Death Prophet, so this Doom is not going to result into anything. The Eidolons are going to be converted, Malphite stunned to Pizza Dad, as the Moonlight Shadow is there to cover their retreat. So Doom being traded for absolutely nothing now, as Boreal, they're still invisible, they're still going to go in, but they do see Earthshaker. Magic Missile is going to open up, and King RD's going to pop the Exorcism. He's going to shred this Earthshaker down. Easy kill for that Death Prophet. Now the last one to Jaw, he's also going to drop. Swag, they're going to get a pretty nice win on this middle lane. Pretty desperately needed given the fact that how poorly their side lanes went. And now, with the rest of the Exorcism plus the conversions, this should be a very easy tier 1 tower. Monkeys Forever is off to the side, going to try to go for Klotz. With the ball lightning forward, he will kill off this Bat Rider for the second time, although Klotz is still not dying. There it is. Now the stun to Monkeys Forever. He will dodge a Magic Missile, and a Fissure will cover his retreat. The tower still lives, and it's now in deny range. So Boreal, they make the defense, and Monkeys Forever being a lot more of a bigger factor than he was in those previous sets.
Yeah, I don't know, at least the Storm is salvaging something, but like this go of the Earthshaker, this was really a bad idea. I mean, like this Moonlight Shadow, it was so obvious, and they also saw that there are sentries on the enemy, so just walk in there, trying to fissure them all up, bad idea. Plus the Mirana wasn't there, like he didn't even have a TP, he still doesn't have a TP, which means he wasn't able to join that mid fight. I don't know what they plan to do there, especially because the Doom used Scorched Earth before. Doom was out already, so he couldn't contribute at all, except for his like barely 100 right click he does.
Yeah, if the Sentry Ward wasn't there, then it could have been a really nice fissure for the Earthshaker, blocking a couple off and getting a nice initiation, but fortunately for Swag, they were prepared. They had a Sentry on the ground, expecting the Moonlight Shadow, and well, it certainly came in handy there because they turned it around and got a really nice win. And now, well, it's going to be Baga in a little bit of trouble perhaps. Jaw's going to find him, and Jolly Joker has an arrow opportunity. Baga has no room to juke now. He's going to be forced to just take the arrow to the back. And now the shock is going to happen. Right clicks, right clicks, right clicks. Really, Jolly, you're going to take this one as well from Jolly Joker? That's kind of mean of you, but Baga
Actually,
caught in a really narrow corridor.
It looked like he gave it. This was Mirana interrupted the last right click and let like Jar get it. I don't know for what purpose that is. If they want to have like a fast blink dagger on him or anything like that, but it really looked like it. So what's the plan there? Farming Mirana and letting the Shadow Shaman farm? Mysterious.
I don't know, maybe Mirana didn't realize that Jaw was trying to give the Mirana that kill, so he's like, I'm going to cancel it and outlast hit this guy. And then the Shadow Shaman was thinking the exact same thing. He's like, I'm going to stop my attack and then give this to the Mirana, and they ended up just mind gaming each other. But regardless of what happens, it is going to be a kill going the way of Boreal, as Bat Rider picking up a key item now. He has his Blink Dagger, and they're going to smoke up and look for blood up on top. Jolly Joker is very vulnerable here. He has 1 point in Leap, but I don't think that could save him from this burst damage, especially if they do get the lasso in, which is going to happen. Firefly, lasso in. That's going to follow up with that Magic Missile. Where's Malphite's Magic Missile is there. Jolly Joker is going to get demolished up on top. There's no Death Prophet here, so they can't push, although Death Prophet is coming in. This is going to be a tier 1 tower push, and I think they might get it.
Yeah, there's 3 Eidolons, 4 heroes, like, what else do you need? 5 heroes even. So, this tower is gone. Like, Cliff, not available. There's just nothing they can do. Earthshaker is a nice position. There's the Fissure. Actually blocks them nicely. 3 on one side, but what else is coming here? Dooming the Bat Rider for, I don't know, whatever reason, but Death Prophet is going down first, and now they want to go on the Bat Rider, finishing him off. The Vengeful is the next target. I don't know, the Storm Spirit, it is actually enough, and now the question is, oh, again, a nice Fissure, but where is the follow-up? Mirana is not here, the right clicks are missing.
40R and Baga, they're going to try to make a break for it, though. Baga going to get shot down very, very low. 40R going to get caught with an arrow as well as a shackle. The Enigma forced to leave his Viper buddy for dead. That's going to be 4 kills. Jolly Joker looking to make it 5. Stars are going to fall on Baga. 1 more hit is needed. Jolly Joker getting Malphite, but he will get that last arrow out. And now Ned's going to come in, make it a revenge kill. So Mirana diving a little bit too deep, ultimately for the team wipe. But Boreal, they take a fantastic fight, and I think you have to give all the credit to that Earthshaker. That split was beautiful, with the rest of his team coming up from the south and splitting off the Swag side so they actually couldn't fight the fight that they wanted to do. It was just beautiful initiation from the Earthshaker.
Yep. And it was a 2 for 5 after all. Like, it was a complete team wipe for CNB. And if you take in consideration that they killed the Mirana just before that, like, it was a 2 for 5. like a 1-for-5 if you even take that gank out of the equation.
Yeah, so pretty nice win, and well, the Bat Riders still can go for those lasso ganks, and King RD still has the exorcism, so Swag, even though they took the minor lower end of that fight, they're still going to be more than capable of fighting, especially this exorcism down the bottom lane, forcing 4 teleportations down here. With the 5th hero coming in and Monkeys Forever, he's rather low on HP, but he has a lot of mana to get himself out. Jolly Joker gonna get Malphite stunned as the Fissure does cover the Mirana's retreat. Once again, Rolo being the one to bail his buddies out. Not much is going to result in this bottom lane, but we do see a smoke up now. Klotz as well as Ned, they are a pretty deadly kill combination. If they get a lasso onto anyone, I'm pretty sure they just might get a kill, especially if they bring up to the high ground, which is a possibility here. But with Boreal looking to push this bottom lane with Serpent Wards, this is going to be a very good initiation for Swag, as Klotz does go into the Firefly, which is spotted out now because of that ward. The Bat Rider sees an opportunity onto Rolo. I think you got to take it. He messes up the blink, though. What the hell was that? Now the silence onto 2. They're going to go for Rolo. The arrow's going to hit on the creep, and Rolo is going to go down. No Echo Slam available. Now Jolly Joker is going to try to leap out, but he gets to his magic missile. Flamebreaker is going to push the Mirana out, but not enough. That's going to be a double kill for King RD, and now they're going to take the tower.
What was that leap? Like, what did he try to achieve with that leap? I mean, he got scouted by the Wave of Terror, sure. But like leaping into 5 enemies, like that was a YOLO cry at its best. This was Leroy Jenkins. That I don't know.
That was
very,
an
very
panicking
optimistic
moment. I need to get out of here, and this skill usually lets me get out. And
Yeah.
now they're going to try to go for more. There's a Doom onto 40R. Not exactly the best here to Doom. Pizzadad gonna get trapped in the wards actually, as 40R can take most of the damage there. Pizzadad's gonna go down to the huge Echo Slam, comes out from Rolo. Gonna connect onto 3. Here comes Monkeys Forever. We'll focus on the Baga, we'll kill him off as well as Ned. Klutz is gonna try to run out through the south, and it looks like he will survive. But everyone else from Swag is gonna get cleaned up. Boreal, they're fighting back pretty hard now. Even though the Doom was probably on the worst target, the Viper, they clean up regardless.
Yep, like this. These wards were just amazing. Like Rasta was like, Doom, I don't give a f about you being in there as well, as long as Viper is just trapped. So it was kind of funny. But Viper did even a favor. Like he killed one of those wards, so in the end Doom got out of it, and he even stayed alive. So yep. It's still looking good for Boreal, even though, like that Mirana leap, for example, like sometimes strange decisions coming out, but still, like they are 5 kills in lead. We're 15 minutes in, so we have to look at the crafts, and Boreal, yes, they lead with 3k after all these
Mid
fights.
lane, Monkeys Forever is going to get pulled right back into a silence, so he can't zip out just yet, but the damage isn't really there. They need more damage onto Monkeys Forever, and he's just going to walk out. Very simple escape from the Storm Spirit. Usually that would result in your death, and the Vengeful Spirit there, if Vengeful Spirit was there, that would have been. But now Monkeys Forever is actually still sitting in the fire, got burned pretty damn low, and he's going to look to go for King RD. Swap is available, and Ned's going to bail him out, but King RD already very low. Looks like it's going to be Ned. He's going to try to kill out Monkeys Forever, but the Storm Spirit actually kills off the Death Prophet with that Orchid before the Vengeful can actually make anything happen, and now Klotz is going to have to retreat along with Baga. There's a Hex available, there's a Shackle available. Can the Shadow Shaman catch up? Looks like with the Fissure he could have, but he decided to turn around. Now the Firefly is out. Klotz is going to get Hexed. He gets Stars dropped as well. Arrow going to fly wide, but they do get the kill on the Shadow Shaman regardless. Jolly Joker is going to leap out, and it looks like he'll be just fine. This game is just so messy with these engagements, but ultimately it's going to be Boreal coming out ahead most of the time.
Yep, absolutely. It was a 4-on-5 engagement as such, and now the Doom is the one who's pushing the tier 1 tower, baiting out even the Cliff, and I'm gonna complete what I wanted to say with the Goldcraft. Like, CNB is losing pretty much all their lead they had. It was not much, but oh, look at this rainbow rotation here, and is there any interrupt coming? Nope, the flame break could be there, but yeah, it's coming too late, so he's out. Tower still alive, but in a good range that you can even backdoor it pretty much soon.
And Swag, they still have that power of push on their side, but really taking all these team fights on Boreal's terms, making it difficult for Swag to really get going. They need this Bat Rider to initiate fights with the whole team behind them without the Echo Slam interrupting everything, and that's a pretty tall order. And it's going to be really difficult to actually connect it, and it's not going to get any easier, as Rolo will eventually get his Blink Dagger, and once that happens, initiation from the Bat Rider is going to be a little bit more rough, as King RD does show himself on the bottom lane. He's going to be converged upon. There's a Smoke Dispel as Rolo. He'll land up a Fissure, although it's on the wrong side. The Chain Stun is there, and King RD is going to take an arrow straight to the base. Doom used unnecessarily, but a kill is a kill. And a tower as well. 2 wins across the map for Boreal, as Swag, they get absolutely nothing in the meantime.
Yeah, the Doom was really a bit overkill, but I mean, who cares about a 100-second cooldown? By the time they are fighting again, it might even be up. So yeah, Storm Spirit, this 4+1 strategy across the map, it works out quite fine at the moment for Boreal. Like, the one who's not in the fights, he's like, they're always doing something useful. I mean, Storm Spirit, that is one tower, now getting for the tier 2, but he has to get the hell out of there, especially with the Batrider looking for him.
Well, the rest of Boreal, while Storm Spirit is playing that game, they're going to be on the bottom lane pushing. That's a free tier 1 tower, and now the Moonlight Shadow is out, so Storm Spirit can leave that little hidey hole that he's found and be just fine. Doom has a blink as well, so he's waiting for someone to show their face, and Klotz is going to be that someone. Where is the Doom? No Doom, okay. It's going to be an arrow thrown, and Klotz runs right into it. They got to initiate off of this one, right? Yeah, Rollo's going to close in for the fissure, and the Doom's not available, but he does have a War Stomp. He's going to whiff that, and Klotz is going to survive. Really awkward as Boreal are going to get nothing so far. Klotz still hanging around for a little bit of value perhaps. There's the last one, Jolly Joker. This is going to be the death of the Mirana unless there's no damage. There's the damage. Level 2 Flame Break is enough. And Rollo with a blind fissure perhaps will find Klotz. Misses just barely. And now he's spotted out. He's getting magic missiles and brought down. Boreal. Too greedy. Just too greedy.
No, I don't. That has nothing to do with greed. I think this was a communication problem. Half of them said go, and the other half said no, and that was the biggest problem here. Like, they had a perfect arrow, 5 seconds. It was only the fissure and the right clicks needed. That's it. But maybe the Doom is gonna get a solo kill on Enigma. Like, Doom is ready. Level def. Okay, it is the level 6 multiplier. No, it's would be too good if Enigma was actually level 12. Then he has actually quite some nice burst damage, but maybe he's still trying.
Well, Doom's probably just going to blink out and be just fine. Swag, they have all the tools necessary to go for this Roshan. They have the Batrider and the damage from Death Prophet plus Vengeful Spirit, so this is going to be a nice Roshan for them. And Boreal, they should know about this. They do have an Observer Ward in the area, but I don't actually know if they were paying attention, or I don't even know if they can contest this. It's just going down way too quick. Exorcism plus Eidolon is a lot of damage.
Yep, like with all that minus armor. I mean, this is level 1 Wave of Terror, so that is -3, the medallion, -6, so yeah, Roshan didn't have a single armor left there.
And the rest of the Swag, they're just going to disperse after that. Really can't do anything without the Exorcism up for the Death Prophet, but I expect the Death Prophet, once she gets her ultimate back on cooldown, wielding that Aegis, is going to be more than happy to start looking for some tier 2 towers. Even though Swag, they are behind in the kills, they have the Batrider who can initiate into very good fights, despite the fact that they may be behind in that kill score. Their difference in gold and experience is rather negligible for this time period, with a little bit more than 1,000 gold, a little bit less than 2,500 experience. Really, it's not a big deal at this stage. It's, for the most part, even. So when it's even like that, who's going to win is determined by the initiations and the value of the skills. How many people get hit with the Echo Slam, how many people get hit with the Fissure, how many people can the Death Prophet silence, stuff like that is what's going to ultimately determine who wins and who loses.
Absolutely, and we have some BKBs on the way. Like, Storm Spirit is going for one after he has the Orchid. I think he's done. Yes, it's in the courier flying. Like, Enigma is going to do the same, even though I would have loved to see a Blink Dagger on that Enigma. Like, there were some situations where this Blink Dagger would have made a difference in Escape or even in Aggression, but he decides he wants that Black Hole, which we haven't seen so far, which is... That's what I was saying in the draft. I mean, 21 minutes into the game, not a single Black Hole, and was the 5th pick.
King RD gets tagged with an arrow. They're going to initiate onto 4DR instead, though. Monkey's Forever in the BKB. The Viper will get swapped out. Now the last one to Monkey's Forever. Baga is going to look for an opportunity for Black Hole. Will land it only onto one, but it'll instantly be canceled from the Doom. The Serpent Wards are deployed, and everyone from Swag, they just got to book it. They're going to get stunned up by Pizza Dad, but Pizza Dad's getting shredded by the Spirits. It's going to be a 2-for-1 so far. Monkey's Forever going to continue to chase Klotz, but now he's out of mana. Monkey's Forever going to continue to try to fight as King RD with the Spirits active is going to be shredding everybody with those Spirits. No one's focusing down this Death Prophet. In the meantime, Monkey's Forever has gone deep for the Batrider, will secure that kill, but 4DR gets to live, as does King RD. Storm Spirit, if he finds a rune, he can clean these two up, but he is probably not going to be able to, since Death Prophet still has the Aegis. There was no focus at all from Boreal on that Death Prophet, and Swagger going to take that fight because of it.
Big mistake. I think that was a big mistake. I mean, Storm Spirit was so eager to kill that Batrider. He chased him like through the tier 2 tower, through the secret shop, and even further. Like, Batrider was almost at the tier 2 bottom, and there he finally died. And while all that happened, 4 people of Boreal died to a Death Prophet with 150 HP and a Viper with 50 HP. That was not worth it, because that would have been like 3 right clicks in summary by the Storm Spirit. So I don't know what he was thinking, but this Batrider kill, it was not worth 4 of your teammates.
Yeah, when you're popping a BKB on the Storm Spirit, you want to be causing fight and not running off on your own, because if you're running off on your own, then, you know, why get BKB? You might as well just look for the solo pickoffs all the time. If you have the BKB, you have to be in the fight, and you have to be distracting and putting a lot of damage on the people that actually matter. And once the Batrider uses his lasso, he matters a lot less. The Exorcism is always going to matter. There's no way around it. You kill off the Death Prophet or you get killed. It's as simple as that. And Boreal, just a little bit of an error in who they choose to focus and how far they go for whatever heroes. They're going to get their top lane pushed off of that, as Exorcism is just now cooling down. The tower is not long for life.
Yeah, absolutely. And Death Prophet, he's gonna get a Vit booster. The Aegis is not forever anyway, so he might gonna use it. Or let's see.
Well, there's initiation onto Monkeys forever, but Klotz gets stunned up by a fissure. Swap out from Ned, though Klotz is still going to die regardless. Ned taking a lot of damage as well, as Monkeys forever this time is sticking around this fight with the BKB. He'll kill off Ned, and now the Doom onto 4DR. King RD with still the Exorcism up, and the Aegis is going to want to fight this one out, but if he does die, it's not going to matter. There's a beautiful fissure walling off 4DR and Baga. They can't eat their way through the trees, nor can they go through the fissure because of the Serpent Wards walling their way. And now the only person left from Swag is King RD. He's going to lose his Aegis most likely. Monkeys forever, with not that much mana, should still be able to chase this one down. Yes, he will jump across, and the right-click's fissure will be enough to kill the Aegis. Is there any follow-up? Where's the arrow? Where is the arrow? Jolly Joker is not throwing an arrow, but they're going to get the tether, and now King RD is going to get tagged with that arrow, and he will be brought down. It's a complete team wipe in favor of Boreal, and they hold their tower. That's the fight that Boreal should have taken last time.
Yeah. Like, for some reason, like, all the mistakes in communication and focus in the last team fight, or in the two team fights we saw where these mistakes were made, this team fight, it was picture perfect. Awesome fissures, nice wards, locking two people in there as well, like, crazy damage, good focus. Like, what else do you need? And this was CNB with a goddamn Aegis. This was pretty much 5 versus 6, but oh my god. They find the Storm Spirit when... Yeah, that was a godlike.
Yeah,
And the deny. Double hurt.
A lot of gold for Vengeful Spirit there, and a lot of gold denied as well. She's not going to use the gold the best in the game, but still it's a lot of useful gold as Klotz gets tagged with another arrow. No follow-up in this one, though. Rolo with the Blink Dagger. There's a huge Echo Slam onto 4 with the Eidolons in tow. That's going to be the death of one immediately. Baga's going to try to mech his team up, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to go down as well. Rolo with the biggest of plays. That's going to be the death of the Enigma, as well as the Batrider. Monkey Server does jump deep for it. He's out of mana, but he's going to kill off 4DR. What an Echo Slam from Rolo. That is why you don't group up if you have an Enigma in tow.
Yep, level 2 Echo Slam, a full creep wave plus 1 before that. I think that was like 7 creeps surrounding them, 4 heroes being hit by it. Just nom nom nom. This is exactly what every single Shaker is looking for. But big question mark, Mr. Doom. What you doing here? Like, look at him.
Tactical scouting. There we go. Well, off of that nice team wipe, Boreal, they're going to try to go for this tower. They don't have the most pushing power, but with the Serpent Wards still available, they should be able to bring this down. Swag, they probably can make a defense, but it'll be extremely shaky at best, and especially if Ned gets tagged with an arrow. You should probably be moving Vengeful Spirit, that would help a lot, but tower down, that's going to be a Blink Dagger for the Shadow Shaman. As Monkeys Forever is going to go for his Bloodstone now. Perseverance is completed, although it might be a Lincoln Sphere. Against Batrider, wouldn't hate that choice that much. They're going to reinitiate, though, as Ned is dropped pretty low. King RD is going to get doomed as Pizza Dad does jump in. The arrow's going to fly, this time hit on the creep, and huge jump in from Monkeys Forever. He's going to try to take down Death Prophet. No X's in this game, but the Black Hole will save her for a little while longer. I don't know if it's ultimately going to matter, because she's going to be brought down by the Doom in the meantime. Baga now shackled up. He's going to go down. Ned on the run. He shouldn't be able to escape this Mirana, although Mirana is not going to chase this one out. Buyback from the Death Prophet. And the Storm Spirit is very low on mana. Everyone from Boreal is going to back up, but once again, they take the upper hand in these engagements. Everyone in this secret shop area should live. Although Jolly Joker is spotted out, he's going to try to TP out. The swap, the Cyclone is there. This Mirana is, I think, dead.
Yeah, very much dead. But yeah, this is a mega kill again. So this is a 1.3k of the Storm Spirit. Now the Mirana. To be honest, I don't even know why exactly he did not run south. Because, like, his leap is now level 4. It was ready, and he could have, you know, like what the Death Prophet is common with movement speed, he could have made that up with the leap, or even leap into, like, really far into the trees, but he chose to, like, try that juke, and that juke wasn't successful anyway. But yeah, 32-19. We have to look at the crafts because I think Boreal took over this game very convincingly even. And yes, look at this. Experience-wise, 12k at the moment for them. And when we look at gold, okay, here it could be a bit better. I mean, 7.5k and a relatively stagnating graph at the moment. It's not very convincing. This is something where CNB could come back, but of course the experience, that hurts. This is quite some level difference.
Yeah, and the Boreal, they're going to capitalize by not letting up, and that's the best thing that they could do right now. Just don't give Swag any breathing room, continue on with this aggression, smoke up with Rolo, Monkeys Forever, and Jaw, and look for more blood. This is a great way to go because they have these Blink Daggers, and you might as well use them while you have them. They have Serpent Wards cooling down as well, so if they find someone near the top lane, they could easily transition that into a push. And with the route that they're going right now, it looks like they might run into Baga. No, not with that route that Rolo's drawing. They might still run into Baga, especially since Baga seems like he's going to be farming down in this jungle, so it will take a little while longer, but they'll find him, and they'll have to deal with the Bat Rider to help out, but this is a 3v2 that Boreal are more than happy to take. They're going to jump in instead for Klotz. The double jump in fact, he's going to get chain stunned down, and Bat Rider is going to get absolutely demolished in his own jungle. Baga's going to be really lucky that it wasn't him, but still, Swag loses a hero nonetheless.
The problem is also, like, on CNB we miss so many core items. I mean, Baga is still desperately trying to get that BKB done, which he needs, but even with the BKB, who cares about a BKB if there's a Doom on the field, you know? Like, that's why I just never understood that Enigma pick as the 5th pick after they saw already what's against them. It was even the last pick, so they knew exactly what's coming, and so far it didn't work out. There was one black hole about 8 minutes ago, and it lasted for about half a second, and there was another one like in the last fight, but even that one was just, I don't know, for shit and giggles. That's all it was, holding the Storm Spirit, a solo black hole. It's too much of a high cooldown to actually even spend it on this one, but they do it. What I really miss here is the farm on the Viper. I mean, he didn't have a bad laning, like, except for these 2 starter kills, but apart from that, like, still, where's his farm? Like, without the Arcanum Scepter, like, they can't even spam. Viper is the one who's, like, surviving so long in all those fights, unless he's really getting focused down as the first one. Like, he could probably apply 3, 4 Viper Stings, but I think we're gonna see maybe even a game-deciding fight now.
Well, Roshan is being spotted by Monkeys Forever. They're just going to wait for this one as King RD does get chains done up with the Arrow and Fissure. Jump in from Storm Spirit is going to snatch the Aegis and an Echo Slam from Rolo. Going to catch 3 as well. Everyone from Swag is going to die in this pit. It might as well be a grave. Where's the Bat Rider? He's just now respawning, I think, but the damage has already been done. Boreal, they jump in with their pretty much infinite mobility heroes. They clean up 4, they snatch the Aegis. This is looking very grim for Swag. Their mid lane is in trouble.
I think this is Rex. I mean, the Death Prophet can't buy back. On the Viper, she just received the Arcana Scepter, therefore also no buyback. This is bad news. Very bad news even. And the Batrider, like, now couldn't even make like a nice little carpet of Firefly. So he pushes at least the creeps away, but no. T3 down and more to follow.
There's one creep here that is still alive, though it is soon to die, so backdoor protection would ordinarily kick in if not for the other creep wave that's coming in. Melee Raxes are down, and now the jump in for Klotz. He's going to get chain stunned. Swap out, not going to be enough, as Monkey's Forever is going to be all over that. Ned is going to call GG. Boreal, well, they lost 2 games in their 3 games rather in their previous sets, but this time they fight back, and they fight back hard. Take a rather convincing win over Swag, and that's going to be the end of game number 1.
Yep, pretty impressive to be honest, because as I said it in the game already, that Boreal, they made quite some mistakes. Like, I think miscalls in their voice, like when they, in their voice proc, where they said like, hey guys, we have a 5-second arrow, and half of them said no, the other said go. And all these mistakes suddenly just vanished in like amazing fights. It's like they found themselves in a team. There was some synergy there, and it was, yeah, nice to watch. Not so nice for CNB though, because they lost in 30 minutes, and very convincingly so. Like, it didn't look all the way bad for them, but in the end, those team fights, they were just good, really good by Boreal. Either way, game 2 will be up in just some seconds, guys.